section. You know what I'm saying? So this is a student, a friend of mine. We actually went to high school together, DeVaris. He asked me to tutor his daughter. She was in second grade. Now, a little background to her, he was in the military, so they were in Germany. And they said it was doing something like didactic learning, something crazy. So basically went to school. And then she came over here in first grade in the middle of the year, back to the States, but this was in 2020 or 21, well, 20. So this was, of course, during COVID and stuff, so they were quarantined. So it was just a lot. So in second grade, she was behind. Now, even when I worked with her in Stranger, I was like, she seemed okay. Like, I was like, just listening to her vocabulary was strong, but she just had formal instruction. And one of the funny lines, I remember talking to her, she was like, oh, I don't know how to read. I just look at the pictures. We just do groups. And that, if you know anything about balanced structured literacy, that's kind of, I mean, kids, they know, they just don't know exactly what it means. Now, what was funny, his wife didn't want me to do it. Didn't want to tutor because she was like, she's only in second grade. That's how I remember saying it, like in the background on the phone. But what was interesting, we went to high school together, and he played football, very gregarious, pretty good player, very popular, all these things. And I remember me and him was talking about a friend of ours that couldn't read. When we were in 11th grade, our English teacher asked him to read in class, and our friend was like, couldn't read. And I remember all of us was like, man, Pat can't read? And what DeVaris told me, not at the time, but when we were having this conversation, he was like, I'm glad she didn't ask me. I was like, wow. So I started working with her, tutoring her virtually 3-4 times a week. And so I kind of used some of the methods I had kind of developed at that time. I developed a word study system. I worked with her. What was so crazy, by the time I got done working with her, she had to go to summer school. She was doing so well in reading that she actually needed help in math. So I switched and actually started working with her in math. I remember she got her little whiteboard and we were doing all this. And she was about to fail the second grade. And she literally had to make a 100 on her last test for summer school, and she made a 100.